Oh yeah, Apple. Some people love it, some people hate it. I for myself love it since I'm a Mac user, as you can probably tell, and this is my iMac. And this is me. Pretty reflective screen, but yeah, it's not powered on. So, what we're going to do today? Well, we're gonna look at an iMac. Not this iMac, but at something truly special. This iMac. Yeah. As you can probably tell, this is the G3 iMac, so the first official iMac which Apple actually released. This is one of the later versions, since we can tell we have a slot CD drive and not a tray-based one. So we just slide our CD in here. I even got the original operating system and a ton of other stuff to it, even a super disk drive. Well, yeah, it's nothing else than a regular floppy drive designed for Mac by Imation. And yeah, I got this thing very, very cheap with the keyboard and the original Apple one-button mouse, an analog mouse. So this here was probably bought or sold in early 2000s, or maybe 1999. I don't know. It's definitely not the original version. And as you can probably tell, yep, it's the big, massive CRT version with a beautiful and well-designed carrying handle. And all the connectors that are necessary are here on the side, as well as headphone plugs on the front. Now, well, the previous owner told me it was switching on, and since I got it for 10 years, it's in absolute perfect condition. I mean, the keyboard, yeah, probably the previous owner was a smoker, so I have to clean everything a little bit out, since that's brown and not white anymore. But I've seen a lot worse things that have happened to this. So the previous owner told me it would switch on, but during the boot it would crash and immediately shut off. So what happens here is, well, the Mac does a self-test, and if something doesn't work, it's gonna switch off immediately. Now, two things that mostly go wrong in this iMac are either the flyback transformer or some stuff related to the analog video card, or yeah, the hard drive. Maybe even the CD drive, but I don't know. Let's try it out. Interesting thing is we have a power button on the keyboard and a power button on the computer itself. Which one should I press? Let's press it on the computer and see what happens. So that is definitely up to a good start. CRT needs a while to warm up always. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Oh, it does switch on. But it seems like as if, yeah, something is not aligned properly here. And yeah, it doesn't sound like anything is wrong with the flyback transformer, and it's Mac OS 9.2. You can hear the hard drive clicking away there. System is being started. I, for myself, have never tried 9.2, and I don't know if, yeah, that doesn't go up right into the corners, as you can probably not tell. The last time I used one of these was about 10 years ago in a hotel, and there was something pretty funny about it. The hotel had a coffee machine, for one of these cheap Chinese coffee machines that was huge, and when that thing was switching on, it was standing directly next to the iMac. The whole thing would generate such intense magnetic impulse that the whole screen would start to vibrate. I have no idea how, but yeah. Well, this is awkward. That looks way too good. Well, I didn't really carry that thing the gentlest way here home, so it did got some vibration. Maybe that loosened the head of the platter, But yeah, that thing is definitely switching on properly. So maybe the hard drive is okay. I don't know. I'm definitely going to put an SSD in here. Since I still have one left that has got 60 gigabytes, I hope the Mac will accept that. I have no idea, otherwise I have to do some partitions on there, but yeah. Let's just have a look at what we have. We have a total of 576 megabytes of RAM. And yeah, but it doesn't tell me where the hard drive is, and since I don't have the right mouse button, it's a little bit weird to get there and figure out how many gigabytes are on this hard drive. Normally it would be around 6 or so. That wasn't the older models. But yeah, at least this looks way too good. So yeah, I'm gonna have a small messing around with this thing and see if I encounter any issues or whatsoever. But yeah, that is not the time. That's wrong. So yeah, I definitely have to open that thing up, take the battery out and put a new one in, because I don't want that thing leaking anyway over the motherboard. Or maybe replace it with a supercapacitor, if that is possible. But yeah, pretty interesting. Now I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit. Well, I have been messing around with it a little bit and it did work fine. Although I'm getting sometimes some glitches or flickering on the screen. And I think the hard drive is just about to go dead. Since, well, it crashed and I'm just getting the noise which you normally get from hard drive that has a head crash. Now it seems to have maybe gone back to life. But I don't know, I just tried to open up the internet and yeah, hooked it up through an Ethernet cable. There we go. And that doesn't seem to work. So yeah, I'm gonna put in a new hard drive. Hopefully it will accept my 64 gigabytes. Yeah, you can hear that hard drive is probably dead. Maybe I can still save some of the data that I've got from here, but there's nothing else I can do right now. Yeah. So well, time to take this beauty apart and see what's causing the issues. Well, I know what's causing the issues, but I hope it will accept my SSD. Since this is an IDE computer, I don't think there shouldn't be any issues. Oh, by the way, I just noticed something. Look, the protective film is still on here. It's still on the handle. The handle has never been used, actually. And it's also, well, yeah. Let's get rid of this. It annoys me. Oh no. Good that I'm taking off the glue is... yeah, gone extra sticky. Let's make sure we get this off, and then I'll go ahead and disassemble the iMac. Well, at least disassemble it so far to the hard disk. And see what I can do. I mean, I do have still some IDE hard drives left, but I mean, come on, SSD. And for that I just have to take out the RAM and... oh, there's no airport card in here, I'm just seeing it. I'm gonna leave it connected to ground just to make sure. Yeah. Oh, there it already is. Down there is the hard drive. That was easy. Oh, and by the way, this is a 1999 model. Just saw that. And well, you also have to take this cover off and then you have access to all the screws. It's pretty simple. Well, I can probably already hear people screaming at me this is not a 1999 iMac. Since, well, I looked at it and on the bottom I saw this number, M5521. which is its family ID or whatever. And it turns out this is a 2001 iMac, or early 2001 iMac. Well, and disassembling the iMac itself is actually pretty simple. We have got some screws on the back beneath the panel that I already took off. Sometimes you do have a, I don't know, a connector here in the back. I don't know if it's a VGA port or whatever. This one doesn't have it, as well as it doesn't have the add port card, and there are still some unused connectors. And at the bottom we still have got 1 and 2 second screw here, and then the case should pop off without any issues. I'm not quite sure if I have to take the screws on the inside out as well. I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. Okay, and we are in. Unfortunately, I broke one of those clips off while taking the thing apart. Yeah, crap. I'm gonna glue it back in. I tried my best not to do it, and I was as gentle as possible to the whole thing, but it snapped off. Damn it. Well, first of all, we have a look at the power supply a little bit in here. It's tiny, actually. This thing is small. That looks all pretty good. All the capacitors all look nice and fine. Everything on the motherboard is looking pretty good. I don't see, well, my first impression is this thing is looking very, very good. Battery hasn't started to leak. I'm just going to take it out, and I'm definitely also going to hit that button there. That's a reset button for whatever. And yeah, these capacitors, well, they do look a little bit odd. I don't know if they are bulging or not. But well, overall, this thing is in the best condition I would have imagined it to be as good as this. And well, if you're gonna look at this, the way this whole computer is built, there's no fan in here. There has been going so much thought into this whole unit. I don't know if there actually is a fan somewhere hidden in here. Ah, there we go, that's a flyback transformer. I can see it. There is more stuff in here. Still a little bit dusty in here. Maybe just take some compressed air and blow the whole thing out. Yeah, can't seem to find a fan in the whole thing, so it probably doesn't have one. I'm not sure, because I'm not going to take it apart any further than this. I only want to get access to the hard drive, swap it out with an SSD. So, well, this iMac, so far as I know, accepts anything up to 128 gigabytes, not more. So, the SSD which I have has got a total of 64 gigabytes, which is just complete overkill for a computer like this. Of course, well, 128 would be great, but yeah. Well, but so far so good. Just have to take the RAM out, or otherwise I'm gonna damage it. Well, I have installed the SSD into the iMac. It just fit in there nicely and fine. I just had to use one of these adapters because, well, it's a smaller hard drive. It's a hard drive designed to go in a laptop, not on a big computer like this, and so it, of course, has a smaller IDE port. So, the positive things are it uses less power, it doesn't make any noise, and the whole Mac is just going to be completely silent. The only thing you will hear is the gentle hum of the flyback transformer. That's it. And it just fit in there nicely and fine. I just had to move the cable over a little bit. But as you can see, there it is in the back. That's a Transcend SSD, and it should do the business perfectly well. It is definitely also going to speed up the iMac a lot. Yeah, hard drives slow and unreliable, SSD fast and reliable. Yeah, well, since this is a collector's item, I'm just going to use the SSD as the primary hard drive and everything. Normally, of course, SSDs, they tend to go bad after a couple of years, but this one hasn't been used that often. Only has got about 40 or 50 hours a total. And, yeah. So I just have to reinstall the RAM. I always lay the parts on an ESD-proof sheet of plastic, and let's put everything back together, and I hope everything works. The iMac should power on, and it should give me a notification that it has not found the OS. And that's when I have to put the discs in and install it. I'm going to install the 9-hour version first, just to make sure everything is working fine. Then I somehow try to get my 10.4.11 and put it on here. But the design is absolutely beautiful, and this is just a completely cool and very, very, very nicely built machine. Yeah, I'm definitely going to open it another time, just to get the dust out of it, since that doesn't look very nice. The battery is still okay. I will put a new one in some time, just to make sure that this thing won't leak. But hey, at least it's a lithium battery, so fingers crossed. Okay, well, moment of truth. Let me turn on the power and see if what we've done as should work. Should hear the Mac sound. And as you can hear, you hear nothing. Yeah, due to the fact that we have the SSD in here, it's completely silent, and it will now eventually show me that it hasn't found an operating system. And yeah. Come on. Here we go. It hasn't found the operating system, so it doesn't know what to do. And now I'm going to install it and see what we get. Well, here we go. I'm installing the operating system, macOS 9, on the hard drive, well, the SSD. And, well, first of all, the Mac wouldn't recognize it because it was still formatted as a fat hard drive, because I used that in my retro gaming computer, which, as you can see, is gone. Yep, I sold that and I had some issues with the person who bought it because he broke it and then he wanted to give it back. Yeah. Anyways, well, I did at least keep the SSD and I put it in this Mac. It wouldn't recognize it, so I disassembled the Mac again, formatted it with my new iMac to the Mac OS system, and then it still wouldn't recognize it. Well, it turns out you have to go into a very weird version of this utility and initialize it, and then it works. And yeah, then it recognized the disk without any issues, and I can now install it, and it will take about, well, the total will be about 19 minutes. And I'll have a look at that and see how fast this thing boots up. I mean, it took forever before. So let's see how fast this thing will be when compared with the hard drive. I mean, I do still have a hard drive lying around somewhere. Here we go, and that was a 6.8 gigabytes, so roughly 7 gigabyte hard drive. And now we have got a total of 64 gigabytes, and the iMac accepted that without any issues after it was initialized correctly. Have you seen that? That was one of these screen glitches which I was talking about. Sometimes that happens, I don't know what's causing that. And maybe just go in there and make sure that the flyback transformer is seated properly. Maybe it will even stop when I blow the whole thing out with compressed air. I don't know. We'll see. But I have to say, this is one of the clearest CRT displays I have ever seen on any computer. I mean, it even is better than my CCTV thing here, which itself has got an amazing screen quality, but this thing just tops it. I mean, even my TV, which is over here, which is literally, so far as I know, the only CRT TV I've ever heard or even seen of that is capable of 1080p video, and it does have an HDMI port in the back. As you can see, that there's a Blu-ray player, and it is hooked up via HDMI to the back of the whole thing. And since I, for myself, do love CRT TVs, I got this one for 30 euros, and it was... Okay, well, the installation was fully completed. Everything works fine. I have taken out the software installation disk. And that should have done it. Yeah, everything is as it should be installed on it. And let's go and power this thing up. And it should, I'm not sure, power up a little bit faster than it did before. Well, it definitely got there a lot faster than it did before. And we're almost there. That was quick. So the SSD definitely has improved this thing. And have a listen. You hear absolutely nothing. The whole thing is absolutely silent. And, well, when loading stuff on here, it also does a lot faster. Before you always had to wait for the whole thing for a hard disk drive. Now it's almost you click on one thing and there you go. So, yeah, no additional loading when the window opens. Yeah. Already had some music playing with it, so the drive and everything is still working fine. So I could say the last owner actually took care of this thing there, and turns out that she was not a smoker. That was just dirt that has gotten in there without any issues. But that still doesn't explain why the keyboard is brown. And yeah, I still haven't put that clip in there. Definitely going to keep it, but yeah. I'm definitely going to glue those back in, but... and guess what? The internet already works. Oops, that was the wrong one. Recently used. I have no idea. There's somewhere on here is Internet Explorer. What the hell? Why is Elvis here? Why is Elvis here? Oh, there we go. Currently I don't have Internet Explorer on here, but I'm definitely going to put something else on here. Yeah, it still isn't configured correctly, and since I'm going to put the new operating system on it, maybe it will even have Safari. But we do have the rotating Internet Explorer logo, which looks nice. Let's see if apple.com works. That's a big web page actually. And a small processor. Yeah. Nah. I'm gonna skip and just open Google. Whoops. Not a comma period. There we go. And this basically sums up my whole experience with Internet Explorer. But anyways, this does work. And yeah. Can we play a movie? Nope. Still isn't configured properly, but so far so good. I'm really happy with it. Still have to rename the hard drive there. It just says no name. Yeah. Anyways, I'll mess around with this thing more, put the new operating system on it and hope it works, hope it accepts a regular USB stick. If not, I would have to burn it to a disk. But anyways, for the moment, thanks for watching and goodbye.